Happy Indian Arrival Day. Today is the 31st of May 2021. Happy Indian Arrival Day to everybody. Blessings on us all. And I must say that this day, the 31st of May, may it or may it not be so, on this last day in the month of May. Again, I say blessings on us all. The time is just about 9 minutes after 3 hours of 6 a.m. I am UMAR MUHAMMED, CALYPSONIAN disciple, known by many other names. Yesterday, I celebrated 73 years of age. 73 years of age yesterday I celebrated. Not just me, but me and my sister. You know, sometimes I would have told people that within the month of April or March that I'm 73 years. It is for the reason that I was alive and kicking when my mother was 5 to 6 months pregnant with me and my sister. Bless us all. So therefore, if my mother at that time, bless her soul, she has died some years ago, and also my father, bless their souls. So if at that time my mother had decided to abort me or to do an abortion, the news will be that my mother had thrown away a child. So therefore, it would have been murder. Let me put it this way. A conception, a murder of conception, a biological murder, infanticide, matricide, patricide, whatever side it takes, suicide, murder of parents, murder of, murder of a human being, homicide, patricide, matricide, patricide, or whatever it is. But it would have been a murder. So I started to be a human being from at that time. I was born into a consciousness. So I was sharing what was going on the outside. I wanted to do so much what was going on, so I decided to kick up. Where am I? Who am I? What am I? So I decided to swim in the water that surrounds me within the pregnancy, waiting for an opportunity to get out. Because I was restricted to a space. I wanted that space to open out. I wanted the gate, the vagina, to expand so that I can get out. Because I became so curious. I knew to myself that it was a small space, and that I knew to myself there is more to it than just kicking up and listening, as though I'm behind the wall and I'm listening to what's going on the other side. I knew to myself something was to it more than what I was experiencing on the inside. So there came the time, or there was the time, when something happened. As though I was being carried away by a flood. The area in which I was in started to diminish. The water started to move in a direction. Water bag burst. And like everything else, when there's anything in water and it bursts, there's a current, there's a force that whatever is in that water must come out. So me and my sister, the water came out, we came out. Now, this morning, my people, I'm not speaking from any written note. I am speaking at random because I got up this morning and I give praise and thanks to all those who greeted me, who sincerely, who truly said to me, happy birthday. And for those who didn't know, or for those who didn't sincerely do it, I pray that the Most High will have mercy on them. And not just me and my sister, but for all those born on that day, or within that area, within that time. Dr. Wilby, how are you, brother? You spoke to me yesterday. It was very nice speaking to you. CALYPSONIAN like myself, CALYPSONIAN disciple, CALYPSONIAN Dr. Wilby. And especially a special greetings to all those who were born as twin, man and woman, the true sign of the Gemini. Happy birthday to you all. And again, happy birthday to who were born as twin, even though it was not man and woman, but man and man, woman and woman. You know, some people will say, well, I don't believe in this Gemini business and so on. But let me say something. Now, don't forget I'm speaking at random. I'm just speaking off my mind. So, I may not be 100% right. And if I make a mistake, please excuse me. When there is a spinning wheel, this world is spinning. And this world is not spinning by itself. The Most High would have been not the Most High if this world alone was created by itself. No. There are many other forces, many other entities out there that we know nothing about. Some of us know. For we came from outside to be manifested in a tiny sperm which the normal eyes couldn't see. And that tiny sperm, whether it be 1, 2, 3 at a time, 4 twins, triplets, quadruplets, became a reality when the belly starts to show that there is something in it. The force that was ejaculated out into that sperm, into that vagina, to be a conception, that force came from the sun. That force came from the sun. The heat of the sun, whether you want to say S-O-N or S-U-N. For I always say that heat is dynamic. Current is heat. Passion is heat. Love is heat. Emotions is heat. But heat never stays one place. It moves, and it moves in an upward direction. The needle rises. it moves to a position that we call erection. But heat has its climax. When it climaxes, there is an explosion. When it hits, when the hammer hits the head, there is an explosion. However you react to that explosion, oh God, wow, ooh, sweetness, passion. But the result of that explosion is a force that goes forward, as when the hammer hits the head and the bullets goes forward. You shoot your best shot. And there it manifests itself as a sperm into the target. And as little as it was, and as big as it became, a baby, an infant, a teenager, an adult, an elderly person, an old person. Praise and thanks to the Most High. Sexual reproduction. You know, there was a calypso I composed. Life after the heat of love is manifested in the survival of a sperm. Blessings from the one above. Man and woman should be quite concerned. It's the resemblance of yourself that is forming, to be born and to be known as your offspring. 9 whole months, the period of pregnancy, it does take to develop completely. Love the child, not just when it is born, but before it is born. Love the child, not just when it is born, but before it is born. Before you mention, honey, I love you, make your intentions for after you do. So if you lying, do not be saying things without meaning to cause suffering. That was a calypso I composed years ago. But they didn't want to hear it. You know, sometimes you compose calypso like that and they take it and they throw it in the garbage bin whenever it reaches the radio station. And, you know, many of us have gone through that. And then you hear people singing calypso and they're high up in the air and you want to know, what are these people singing that I didn't sing? But I don't want to go on with that because the Most High is the best judge. I have sung something that can put food in your thought, that can make you think. Do not be saying things without meaning to cause suffering. Oh, I love you, sweet so nice, baby, I love you. The sweetness come out and I love you. Love what? That is hallucination. Love. You're in love because when the child is born, you look on beyond the tape and many of them are there for maintenance. That is what they call love. Because they, according to the same, because they break, because they satisfy themselves, because they come to a climax, I love. Stupidity. It's love, yes, but it's lovely stupidity. You love but you're stupid. You're only seeing the enjoyment. You are not seeing the responsibility. You are not seeing the future. So I came out on the 30th of May 1948 together with my sister. Yesterday was 73 years of age. Now the question each and every one of us should ask ourselves: the rain is falling, thanks, it's a blessing. Indian arrival day, well, the rain has arrived. Yeah, each and every one of us should ask ourselves, when we came out, there was a consciousness that we were asking ourselves, that our mother didn't hear, that no one around us heard. What is this place? I mean, who is this woman? Who is this man? But in asking ourselves the question, it was just what you call us, to use the word, all right, spontaneous or what it is. We already knew who our father and mother would be. But the question was asked because we are now seeing them in reality. We knew that they will be our parents, and we knew that they had to take care of us. That is why when we came out, your mother only take your head and put it not on the nipple of the breast, but near the breast, and you will find the nipple. Start to suck. I suck a man from birth. Yeah, but it's natural. It's natural. That's why I see some big men and women, they're talking about oral sex and all this kind of thing. It's natural. It's natural. Don't let anybody fool. That kind of stupidity is bad. It's natural. But everything has to be done with a righteousness, with an honesty. Everything is there in life to enjoy. But we must not go beyond the border, or we must not go below the border. We must do it with a balance, with a consciousness of doing things so that everything can be within a balance. So, me and my sister came out, or every one of us came out, whether it be cesarean or whatever, however, and we are in this world. Let me tell you something. When you reach in this world, your parents are responsible for you. They are responsible for bringing you up. The culture of the land has an effect on you. The system that you are born under has an effect on you. The people around you, the area has an effect on you. But let me tell you something. The greatest effect on you is the effect of the divine forces, is the effect of the Most High that sent you here. Because when you came here to do a path. Life is a stage. We are the actors. Every one of us has a part to play. But because you were small, but because you were not born and you didn't know, or the spirit that you were born with could not have motivated you at such tender age, you had to grow, and the spirit grew inside of you, develop inside of you, so that when you became, or when you reach a certain age, you know, according to the scriptures, as some people say, when the man whom we call Jesus asked, where were you? He said, I was on my father's business. Many of the people who came to go and perform miracles and do wondrous things in the name of the Most High didn't do it really when they were small. The impact of it was felt by themselves and people around them when they reach a certain age, because the body has to grow. And whatever the spirit or the wants to do in the body is too small for that. So let it go, and when it goes and when it goes to the experience, then the body will accept the spirit, and the spirit will be able to move with the body. A sound mind in a sound body. So we ask ourselves, we move about and we felt the good vibration, the bad vibration. When somebody picks us up and we felt the negative vibration of that person, we will cry and we'll get on, and the parents will say, oh gosh, come, give me, we crying, we crying. But how many African are laughing? Look, he's smiling now, look, he's smiling now. That's what it's all about. Now, some people came here and some people were blessed with a certain quality, so that when they came here, the spirit started to be dynamic, started to react in them, started to be active in them one time. Because you looked on the internet, you have seen a little boy and a little girl, any question they ask them, they answer. Now again, it also depends not just on the system of our mother and father or the area, it depends on our ancestors. Just as how I am speaking now, just as how I am motivating myself, whatever I indulge in, whatever I do, however I think, however, what is my perception of life, how I perceive life, it will have an effect on whatever I shoot out into the woman's vagina. It came out from me. Even though that life has come here to live its own life, to do its part, to a certain extent, when it came out with my DNA, with my genes. So therefore, like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. But that doesn't mean to say that you have to depend on me to play your part. No. It doesn't mean to say that you have to become a big man and a big woman begging me and saying, Mommy, Daddy, I don't have this, I want it. No. You play your part when the time comes for you to say, yes, I am responsible for myself now. I know what is right. I know what is wrong. I know what is good. I know what is bad. I was created with 360 degrees. One half, 180 degrees of rebelliousness, 180 degrees of righteousness. You know, sometimes when people ask, how things going, but you say half and half, 180, 180, 360 degrees. So therefore, I was created with choice. To know what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, I have to make my choice. But I could not have made my choice at that tender age. My parents were responsible for making my choice, and that is why I'm saying, my people, that to be racially conscious is a must. Because whatever came out of my genes was contaminated by Willie Lynch, by those who took my people into slavery. But as it is, we have a part to play. So we came out with some of the slave masters' consciousness. We don't like we sell black this, some of us straighten our hair and all kind of thing. Some of us straighten our hair. We don't like we sell. Some of us prefer to remain Negroes and niggers rather than Africans or Africans or over the world. But as I said, if you have a part to play, there comes a time, and this is the time when none but ourselves can free our minds. This is the time Ethiopia shall rise again. So everybody, every individual, every race, everybody has a time when he or she will rise or fall. But the choice was not mine when I was born. The choice was according to the system. The choice was a systematic choice. Oh, they call me Neville Angelo Scott. I never knew what Neville Angelo Scott was meant, but that was the only choice. They tell me I'm a Negro. I didn't know anything about African, but that was the only choice. They make me to know that black, and I don't like it. Everything that's a negative is black. No. Let us replace the word black with evil, because in the beginning there was blackness, and out of blackness came light. There was no evil, there was no devil, there was no demon in the blackness, my people. So how come all of a sudden Black Friday, black this, black this? Nonsense. So that was our choice, to see ourselves being inferior, negative, and all kinds of things, because we were programmed to be like that. But as I said, everything has a climax, everything has a time, and this is our time now. So I came out into this world, me and my sister. I never wanted to harm anybody. I just wanted to know right from wrong. I don't know about my sister because, you know, even though we are twins and we see a way that both of us are moving in life, you know, in sync with one another, in tandem, our life is being synchronized by certain movements to say, well, yes, we are thinking, because you see this happening, this happened, this happened, this happened, same thing happening. But I, on my own, when I came out into this world, I looked around, I saw things happening, and because of whatever part I came out to play, I made a choice. And because of that choice I made, I never willfully, wickedly harm people. Anybody can tell you. I live here in Israel. I'm a CALYPSONIAN. Wherever I walk, whoever know me, whoever see me now, will never point to them and say, he like people woman. He like to man down woman. Oh yes, I made my mistakes. I'm not perfect. But I always try to keep within a balance. I always try to keep in sync with nature. Nobody ever watch me and say, he's a thief. Don't let him come in here. Anytime you see money, he's greedy. Nobody watching me and say I'm a wicked. Anybody who ever had to watch me and say I'm wicked is because they don't know how to spell the word wicked. Because they're illiterate and stupid. They can't spell and read and write. What? I could afford to walk the road. I got married twice, and no woman could afford to point their hand at me. Anywhere in this area, anywhere but and say, look, he was with his wife, and he was with me. So far, and I pray that it continues to be so at this age, 73 years of age. I knew myself having 2 marriages, and I knew myself at this age having sex with only 2 women, from my first marriage and my second marriage. And I became a father and a grandfather, as I said before, through curiosity, through anxiousness, sometimes being impatient to understand life. We make mistakes. I made mistakes. And there isn't a mistake that I have made and I have not gone to somebody unknowingly. If I didn't do so, I'm sorry, and said, I am sorry, I apologize. If I didn't do so, and you talk to me, well, I'll do so. Because people have apologized to me. So I pray to the Creator and ask the Creator forgiveness. And I pray, as I said before, that I continue to be like that. You go in the Calypso world, all those Calypso, they can never ask me and say, disciple, when you come to a meeting, you causing confusion, and you this, you that, that. Oh yes, people have done me things, and I rebelled against it. But not in a way to cause mother this and mother that. Not in a way to aggressively, viciously, violently confront you. And they know that too, and sometimes they take advantage on the poor disciple. The mama guy man, the bad talk man. I mean, who is to come in this world and people wouldn't bad talk? This, I mean, it's part of this world, and that is why I've said we have to question ourselves. Why am I here? What am I here? What am I doing here amongst all these negativeness and positiveness, amongst everything? So as I said before, I'm not responsible for making those stupid choices that my parents made. So when I realized my parents have made a stupid choice, so that today I will call myself a Negro, while everybody else called themselves Indian, African, Chinese, I look into all these things and I find it was not right. I've been a Negro and a black man, so why? Why cannot be an African and he's an Indian? He will not call himself a Negro because he's black, also because the word Negro means black. You look on a tin of policy, see the word Negro. He will not call himself black, he rather to call himself an Indian, Chinese, Caucasian, what have you. So who am I? Nigger? Negro? Black man? Oh no. That is not my choice. So when I realize the right from wrong and I realize that I come here for a purpose, I made a choice. I am from the Altibo land, the land which they call Africa today. I am African. I am me. And if I am anything other than myself, I'm a damn fool, I'm a stupid. And that's what many of us are. They're in jacket and tie and going around. Stupid. We may have all the money, we may have all the position in life, but we are stupid. And some of us like it so. We rather to remain so. Because we know that if we change on the other side, we call ourselves African, we give ourselves African name, that we will be rebuked. Friends and family and, Then I realized that I was into religion and all these things. But as I said before, nobody, look, I was born and grew up in this area. There's nobody can say I caused the mother this and I caused the mother that. Nobody can say that I'm a thief. Everything that I got, I work hard for it. Everything that I got, oh yes, I made my mistakes. You blame me, but I want people to know, in as much as they blame me, they cannot go to put me out of control. They sit down. Wicked man, he's a devil, he's a thief, he's a fornicator and a adulterer. Those without sin cast the first stone. I have cast the first stone already because I said I am not infallible. I make mistakes and I will continue to make mistakes. But through my mistakes, I've learned a lot. Through my wrongdoings, I've learned a lot. Why I've learned a lot? So that I wouldn't go back and do it again. So that I wouldn't be making the same mistakes over and over again. For whenever you make the same mistakes over and over again, it is beyond a mistake. It is a curse. Like some women that are making children after children, they don't know who is their father. There are good mistakes after me. Some people they are driving a car today, accident tomorrow. So don't do about it like that. Light over. See about yourself. Check yourself inside out. Know what month you're born on. Know about the elements. Know about the area. Know about who's against you. You may not have any enemies, but enemies have you. Clean yourself. Try to be upright. Know yourself. Eat the right food. Take exercise. Know yourself. And once you know yourself, inside out, you will be able to know that you can't put the blame on any parents. You can't put the blame on any government. You can't put the blame on anybody. Because once you know yourself, you can go through a concrete wall if you know yourself, brother. No wall is stopping you, no mountains is stopping you. Once you know yourself and you live according to how you should live, once you know your vibration, once you know, seek and you shall find, ask and you shall receive, knock and it shall be opened unto you. So, UMAR MUHAMMED, CALYPSONIAN disciple, there is so much to know as you live on and on and on and on. There is so much to know. Ask yourself the question, why am I shooting this man? Why am I against this man? Whether he is white, black, red, Indian, why must I be against him? Right? Why can't I practice love to all humanity regardless of race and creed? You know, there was a plum they called Paradise Plum long time. Those of us who are old enough to remember. It was of all color and it was sweet. When they go give me a scent Paradise Plum, they suck it and it was nice. Trinidad is not but was a paradise. Trinidad was like a paradise plum. Every creed and race living together. But here what happened? I want to tell you something. I cannot be happy I cannot be righteous if I don't know myself. Man, know thyself. So when I got to understand what is the name Neville mean, I don't know. Why must I be black? Why must Tarzan? Why must I be happy when Tarzan running down behind a black man to kill him? Why must I be happy when white men running down Indians to kill them? Something is wrong. Why must there be a Black Friday? Why must there be a word nigger? Somebody catapulted and turned everything upside down. They changed everything. Why? Because the wise want to live off the fool. When I look around Porterson and I see Christopher Columbus, Ralph of Abercrombie, Victoria Square, and Memorial Park, and I could not have seen a black, an African man with such stature, with such greatness, until people started to rebel. We have a statue of Kitchener, Roxy roundabout, St. Anne's roundabout, a statue of Sparrow. And then when I saw the greatness of the pan and the calypso, and I saw the disunity in our people, where did that all came from? Look how great we were. Let's go back beyond the slavery. Look how great we were. We were kings and queens and so on. Why it is that Africa to us should be a place where people are suffering and are hungry, but to the white man, it's a place where you can get all the gold, all the diamonds and all artifacts and bring it to Europe and sell it back to us. Bring our animals to Europe and create a zoo, and we have to pay to go into. Come on, man, people. Come on, man. In this COVID-19, where are we? Who are we? Why are we? The disease coming one after the next. The desolations coming one after the next. The destruction. And within that destruction, there are those who want to gain out of it, so they don't care if they give a man a cokes and he goes by the wayside about 2 or 3 years after. They don't care. They have the money. He is being destroyed. They don't care if they bring in a new fashion that means to say that women have to walk the world almost naked. They have the money. She is being destroyed. Her femininity is being destroyed. Her morality is being destroyed. They don't care if they have to sell the guns and what have you. They have the money. We are destroying ourselves. Year after year, where are we? So blessed are those who are trying to make themselves happy. Blessed are those who will understand or who will understand when we say that Black Lives Matter. You know, there's always some kind of stupid, antagonistic attitude towards when I've ever did the African man says Black Lives Matters. Because Black life did matter for the white man to take us in slavery. Black life did matter for the white man to go to Africa and take all our values. So we have to try to regain it now, but Black life don't matter. You ever heard that? Black life it matters now. No. Hear what happened? We have a job to do. None but ourselves can free our minds. And we can never free our minds if we always want to cling up to other people and bow down to other people and stoop to other people and let them politically take us and put us in humiliating advertisement, and we feel that we get our money for that. And we feel that if they win the election, we will get a position for that. Let us stop humbling ourselves to values that will not uplift our race of people. And I repeat, values that will not uplift our race of people. These values will only uplift us individually. United we stand, divided we fall. Have all the Indians have a good Indian Arrival Day. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 is with us. Let us practice what we should do, and pray that it will move away from us. Again, let me see. While the COVID-19 is with us, please try not to borrow money. Try not to get yourself in no altercation, no confusion, chopping up, and try not to. Let us take this opportunity to bring the family together. And when I say together, not uncle and aunt running in and out because the virus could be spread. I'm not saying that the virus doesn't know anything about family, you know. Let us come together and praise and thanks that the virus didn't attack at a time when we didn't have no television. For a poor man to have a telephone, he would have been a rich man. Praise and thanks that we can pick up a cell phone. How are you? Mommy, how are you, Daddy? Let us maintain etiquette. Let us maintain manners. Let us maintain the family relationship. And let me remind you that there is no such thing as old school and new school when it comes to virtues. Patience has nothing old about it and new about it. Good morning, good evening has nothing old about it, new about it. Excuse me, these supposed to be carried on, and once we forget these things, once we forget to pray before we eat, once when we eat, we think of those who don't have and ask for blessings on them. Once when we see a woman, we think of a woman as the queen of life, as Mother Nature, as Mother Earth. That's not no old school and new school, but because we want to differentiate, because of the generation gap, old school and new school, that is what causing the confusion. That's what causing the confusion. So when family call at home, hear what happened. You don't call at home without calling the elders first. Anytime you call at a home, good morning, mommy, or good morning, daddy, how are you? And there's a grandfather home. If mommy answers the phone, you want to talk to grandfather, you give the elderly person the priority of the greetings of your love. And then you come back to your mommy and daddy, you talk to the children. A lot of these young people don't know that. They call at home, mommy, how you do? Grandfather, they know nothing about grandfather. They know nothing about grandmother. Probably they only get to the mother and father because they want something, or because they just want to do the mother and father. But they know nothing about grandfather, grandmother, or any elderly person at home. So they don't have that respect for elderly persons in the street, elderly persons elsewhere. Sometimes you go places and you see elderly persons standing up in a line. And there is no special line to say, well, how old are you? You are over age and you shouldn't be standing here so long. Come, there's a line for you. Praise and thanks to the government. Ever since I born, I know that, you know, certain things were being done in a way so that elderly person could survive. You could travel free on the bus and, you know. But we need to give more respect to the elderly person, especially when they come to the place like the bank and they want to be read. You know, short pants, daughter sang a calypso like that. Especially when they go to flow and they want to be read. Imagine an old person in a line that they want to go. And you're going to tell them, you don't have any facilities here, toilet. Go now and see if you could go by Subway or by KFC. So what happened now? They are closed up. Right? So any old person in town, even the toilet and Independence Square is closed up, and they want to do what they expect them to do. As I said some time ago, I was in City Gate and I wanted to, and you know at a certain age, sometimes you just can't keep it. So what you want us to do? You know, I was in City Gate when it was boy. I had some money on me, I was going to travel, and I was in City Gate, and I decided to take my money, go in a corner, check my money, and take what I don't want to spend and put it in a part of my body where if anybody coming to, they don't have a chance to go down to that part. I saw a security guard watching me. As I moved off and I looked, I saw a security guard give me a next security guard assigned. I went in a corner to check to make sure my money. But you know, it looks suspicious, but and there are security guards, they have to do their job. As I moved off and I felt that the money was not placed properly, I went outside and I went between two cars and I fixed it properly. I saw a next security guard in green, watching me. So I said, poor thing, they're doing the work. But for me, because robbing poor people these days, especially when they have to go for the pension. They're taking advantage of poor people, the young ones. They're killing them and taking the money. So I have to make sure that I go in a place where I can secret myself and make sure that my valuables are secured. But the security guard was watching me. But then come to think of it, I mean, well, you cannot just say, well, everybody is innocent, poor, because you see some elderly people doing something. So I went up in the street and I said, look at them, boy. I say, okay. So, what I'm saying, my people, I give praise and thanks to the Most High. I'm 73 years of age. I try to take care of myself in the best way possible. I try to avoid trouble in the best way possible. I am me from ever since. I don't know what you have to do to be yourself, whether you have to be a criminal, whatever what you have to do. Because the criminal of today could be the saint of tomorrow. The saint of today, because a pastor today could tell you advice to do so and so and so and so. So we all have our part to play in many different ways. However, we have to play praise and thanks. Have a blessed day, everybody. Indian Arrival Day, Indians all enjoy all yourself. You all cannot be anything other than Indians. Please do not be anything other than yourself, whether you're Indians or Chinese. And when you became yourself, remember, love starts from within and spread it out to whoever wants it, to whoever should value your love, whether it be African, whatever it is. Do not be racially selfish. Some of them love themselves as Indian and Chinese, but they don't spread that love to know about their own people. That is what you call racism. But when you have the love in you as a race of people and the spirit, that is what we call racial love, racial consciousness. So there's a difference between racism and racial consciousness. So not because I'm talking, I'm an African, somebody is saying me not in this racism, that's stupidity, right? Have a good day, everybody.